Hi, it's Josh from the Flower Farm. I've been doing my email newsletters and giving everybody lots of tips as the seasons progress, but I thought maybe we'd try a little series of videos to share visually some of the great gardening knowledge that we have and let you really see how things can be done. So our first video is going to be about pruning. The weather's been great this last few days, couple weeks even, and really the end of February and into March is a perfect time to prune your trees, especially the leaf trees and some of your trees and shrubs in your yard, and a few perennials. You can clean up last year's growth from the perennials that you didn't clean up in the fall. Um, a big thing that a lot of people prune this time of year is their fruit trees, and behind me I've got an ornamental pear tree. But the same rules that we're going to talk about today really would apply to the fruiting trees as well. The first thing you have to think about when you're pruning woody plants is you got to have good tools, good sharp tools, and ones that are not going to tear up the tree or leave any damage for it to heal over. So I've got a good sharp pair of bypass pruners. Now the bypass part is very important because the blade goes past the bottom and it slices the branch off rather than crushes it. The other tool I use sometimes, but not too often, is a good sharp, fairly narrow tooth saw, and this won't tear at the tree either like a chainsaw might. As you're pruning the tree, there's a few rules you have to consider. You never want to remove more than a third of the plant at one time, because then the tree's going to try to overcompensate and then it'll grow back way more than you want it to. The other thing is you first want to remove the 3Ds. Those are dead, dying, and decaying branches. And earlier I removed this one, and if you look real close, the bud on the end has been killed by the cold in the winter. Sometimes the snow load from winter can break a branch too, and you'll remove those broken branches first. Then the other thing you want to look for are branches that are crossing over each other, branches that are crowding. Also want to look for what we call a witch's broom, where there's several branches coming out at once like a hand. Eventually they're going to interfere with each other. And then branches that are too narrow of an angle or too upright, and those are gonna break if there's a real heavy snow load or a real heavy fruit load. So just kind of watch as I do a few cuts here. The first one I'm gonna do is with my saw. This lowest branch here my dad keeps running into with the lawnmower when he's out, so we're gonna get that out of his way. And if you look close while I'm doing it, I'm not scraping the trunk very closely. There's a little collar where there's a group of really quick growing cells that would heal this wound over after I cut it. Oh, sorry guys. So it's a nice clean cut, and that collar is going to be there available to really quickly grow over the trunk, and that's a big reason why we do these cuts in the springtime anyway, so it can heal. I think I'm done with the saw. Now this branch over here is very close to the others, and it's very upright as well. So we're going to cut it right out, remembering where that collar was. And I've got a little bit of witch's broom going on here, so I'm going to cut all of them out as well. And this branch here is interfering with some of the others, so we're going to remove him. And you just kind of look around the tree until you get a nice shape, and it's a nice open plant for wind to blow through. That's important for disease issues if you have a tree that's prone to disease. You're just going to wind up with a stronger plant by doing some of this pruning in the spring. Now here's a finished shot of my my tree after it's all pruned. You notice that there's kind of one leader. I got rid of the ones that were competing. You want to have one nice straight central leader. Um, I got rid of the witch's brooms, and I got rid of the branches that were overlapping some of the others, the ones that were going into the tree instead of out of the tree. It's just a nice open plant so that there's lots of sunlight and the breeze can get through to dry the leaves out in the morning. It's just going to really help this young tree grow into a nice healthy one as it matures. Thanks again for watching, and always give us a call if you have any questions.